The following assertions are my opinions, and I do not ascribe motive to any individuals involved in the making of the media mentioned. I will, however, point out what I see and how I interpret the media in question. If you are new to our channel, please watch our series opener before watching this video. The link is in the description. That video goes into depth with how different programming techniques are used on us. In this video analysis, please note that none of the characters that carry or utilize Christian symbols in this film are actually Christians. Also, be aware that some of the behavior described is disturbing. Apparently, the media's plan is to find universally hated behavior, personify it, and add a cross as a symbol of it. We will be covering the film Sin City. This movie is an anthology of 4 crime tales adapted from Frank Miller's comics. Sin City is the first in our series because it is rife with overt programming. This one is the most overt movie with anti-Christ programming that I have ever seen. For the sake of this analysis, we will not cover The Customer is Always Right, but we will do the rest in the following order. First, in The Hard Goodbye, a brute named Marv is looking for the person responsible for the death of a prostitute named Goldie. Next, in The Big Fat Kill, a fugitive named Dwight fights with a federation of prostitutes to battle the mob. Third, That Yellow Bastard focuses on a cop named Hartigan who risks his life to protect a girl from a deformed pedophile. We start with The Hard Goodbye. Marv awakens to find his prostitute friend Goldie has been killed while he slept. He flees the frame-up as the police arrive, vowing to avenge her death. Marv is a tough, easily provoked brawler with a mental condition that causes hallucinations and possible memory loss. He also wears a cross in every scene. He is symbolically representing Christianity when he seeks vengeance, attacks police officers, and kills several people. Marv is being used for both negative association and corruptive association. The methods for each are overt. With overt negative association, Marv is showing people opposed to Christianity or neutral to it that Christians are violent. After years of viewing this type of programming, individuals will find it challenging to see Christians as peace-loving people. This method does an excellent job of presenting Christians as aggressive and dangerous. With overt corruptive association, Marv is showing Christians that it is okay to be violent. Marv is the hero of the story. He is the one we are following and is written to be sympathetic. Christians are meant to empathize with his behavior, thus making it more likely for them to emulate it. But this would not affect real Christians, and the effect would not be immediate for anyone, just like all programming. However, seeing this over and over again could affect those who are Christian in name and not spirit. Marv sneaks into the home of his friend, a lesbian attorney named Lucille. She hears him and, fearing that he is an intruder, gets out of bed with a gun and walks toward the bathroom. She happens only to be wearing underwear, and that sight is juxtaposed with an upside-down cross that is made to look like a window. This is positive association. It is an attempt to prompt a positive emotional response in most viewers and connect it with the upside-down cross. Sex is often used with symbols and products to elicit a positive response from them. Since this symbol is placed in a window frame, I would consider this method covert. Eventually, Marv and Lucille are captured at the Rourke farm. They are in a cell with tiled walls. The walls in Lucille's bathroom were tiled. You'll see tiles and bricks throughout this movie. Almost every wall has intersecting lines. In this cell, there are distinct crosses over the door and above Lucille as she sits on the floor. This is negative association, but the method is hidden. The tiled walls of the cell have camouflaged the crosses. The man who murdered Goldie is Kevin. He is hired muscled for the Roark family. We see him sitting on a porch at the Rourke farm, reading a Bible. After he murders Goldie, we see the same Bible on her nightstand. He is obviously the bad guy and has been associated with Christianity. Kevin is being used for negative association with an overt method. This character is one of the worst depictions of a Christian I have ever seen. He is not only a murderer, he is a monster. He is kidnapping, imprisoning, and eating the flesh of prostitutes. He keeps these women in the basement. He makes them watch as he eats parts of their body. After finishing with them, he mounts their head on the wall. While this is an extreme example, It is effective in increasing negative opinions regarding Christians. Those who are young and forming opinions, those who don't know any Christians, and those who are opposed to Christian views are highly susceptible to having their opinions shaped. They may not see Christians in the extreme at first, but it would be a gradual shift. Cardinal Rourke is the final boss of this episode. He pulled strings to have his brother become a senator. His brother, Senator Rourke, is the villain of That Yellow Bastard. Cardinal Rourke not only employs Kevin, the cannibal, but he also treats him like a son. Worse, he admits to joining Kevin in his meals. The Cardinal is clearly the head of the snake here and the evil from which Kevin, Senator Rourke, and even the rampage of Marv originate. He is found in a church surrounded by typical Catholic objects. However, make no mistake, most of the people who watch this movie don't know the difference between a Catholic and a Protestant. The negative association will be applied to all groups who hold the cross as a symbol. Cardinal Rourke is also doing negative association with an overt method. This one will have the same effect as with the previous character, Kevin. Next is the big fat kill. A cop is mistakenly killed in Old Town by a prostitute. This jeopardizes the truce the organization of prostitutes has with the police. If the cops find out, the mob will be able to take back control of Old Town. Becky betrays the prostitutes and informs the mob that a cop was killed. The mob hires mercenaries to retrieve the cop's head as proof. Dwight is fighting to keep the head out of the mercenaries' hands. Becky is the evil Christian in this story. She is wearing over 20 crosses, so you don't forget it. She is clearly being used for negative association with an overt method. She is there to portray Christians as untrustworthy and conniving. There is even a scene with a gentleman who has a swastika tattooed on his forehead. He is placed in a position of moral superiority to her. This places his symbol, the swastika, as superior to the cross. Dwight has the head of the dead cop. He is attempting to take it to the tar pits to sink it. The mercenaries hired by the mob are converging to stop him. The mercenaries are Irish IRA. They are wearing crosses and attempting to kill the protagonist of this episode. The leader even brags about blowing up a pub full of people. This is clearly being used for negative association, and the method is overt. Again, this method does a good job of presenting Christians as aggressive and dangerous. Next is That Yellow Bastard. Aging police officer John Hartigan tries to stop serial child killer Rourke Jr. from raping and killing his fourth known victim, 11-year-old Nancy Callahan. Jr. is the son of Senator Rourke, who has bribed Hartigan's corrupt partner Bob to cover up his son's crimes. The villains in the story are Senator Rourke and Rourke Jr. They are both connected to Cardinal Rourke, who is a religious leader, and they both live on the Rourke Ranch, where Kevin is eating people. Since this is a very strong negative connection, they are both being used for negative association by overt means. The protagonist, Hartigan, is a by-the-book cop. He is determined, honest, and self-sacrificing. He has a scar on his forehead that looks like a cross. In this movie, where the cross is associated with villains so easily, it may be confusing to see the cross on Hartigan's head and see him do nothing wrong. The scar is never explained in the story and serves no purpose in the plot. The scar is in the shape of a cross turned nearly upside down. The arms of the cross appear to be at a slight angle, similar to a peace symbol. The position of the cross alone lets us know that this is not the traditional Christian symbology. It is something else. It is meant to represent an inverted cross or a broken cross. The difference between the two is slight. They are both anti-Christ symbols. Where the cross represents evil in this movie, the upside-down or broken cross represents good. You have Kevin, who reads the Bible and is a psycho who eats women in his basement, compared to Hartigan, with an anti-Christ mark on his forehead, who sacrificed his life twice to save a girl from harm. This is positive association with a covert method. The difference in this case is that the positive association is for an evil symbol. There is negative symbology for the cross throughout the anthology. There is also a positive symbology for the upside down, or Antichrist cross in two of the segments. It is my opinion that this work intends to villainize Christianity while promoting an Antichrist agenda. For the sake of time, everything that I've found has not been added to this video. I may make another video that deep dives into this movie. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. I intend to create more content with a detailed analysis of films and music. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe and activate notifications. God bless you all and have a great day.